So hello, what's up? I'm Ron, Justine Biwang from BSMX 1-B. So now I'm going to demonstrate to you on how to crimp a crossover cable using a Cat 5e cable, okay? So the materials that we're going to need is of course cable, Cat 5e cable. So as I said on my previous video, so Cat 5E stands for, or also known as Category 5 Enhanced, okay? So E means enhanced. So for cable, next material that we're going to use is an RJ45, and another material is a crimper that we're going to use to crimp the RJ45, and also we're going to need the cable tester, okay? Look. And of course we're going to use a scissor to cut the wires, okay? So now, so previously I show you on how to crimp a straight through cable. Now this is a crossover. So difference between straight through and crossover is that straight through has the same wire as has the same wire from the first end and the other end, okay? So it means the pattern is the same as the other, okay? So here, this is my previous work, okay, on my previous video. This is a straight through cable. So if in here it starts with stripe green, green, stripe orange, blue, stripe blue, orange, stripe brown, and brown, and at the other end is stripe green, green, stripe orange, blue, uh, orange, stripe brown, and brown. So that is a straight through cable. So on crossover, it changed now. So it's like the green cable and the orange cable interchange place. So if here is an stripe green, green, stripe orange, blue, stripe blue, orange, stripe brown, and brown. At the other end is stripe orange, orange, stripe green, blue, stripe blue, green, stripe brown, and brown. So as you notice, it interchange. So the stripe green and stripe orange interchange place. So and the green and the orange interchange place, right? You notice the pattern, right? So that's the difference between straight through and crossover. So now I'm going to show you now on how to do crossover. So since this this cable is already this RJ45, I mean, is already stripe green, green, stripe orange, blue, stripe blue, orange, stripe brown, and brown is already in here. So this is a I forgot to mention that this is a T568A. So on the other end, we're going to do the T56A8B. Okay, so that's a crossover. So now let's cut the other end. Here. So remember, this is a T568A, and now we're going to do a T568B for our crossover. So straight through is T568A, T568, T568A. In crossover, it is T568A to T568B. So Now let's do it now. So now same procedure as the straight through. Cut 1 inches from it. Okay. So now let's cut the outer cover of the wire. Let's cut the thread because I find it annoying. Now let's separate the wires. Remember what I said earlier, we're going to do a T568B. So the color coding follow was stripe orange, uh, stripe orange, orange, stripe green, uh, blue, stripe blue, and green, stripe brown, and brown. So that is T568B. That's the color coding of the T568B, okay? Starts with a stripe orange, while T568A starts with stripe green. So let's straighten it up first so that we can put it now into our RJ45. So now double check if you have the right color coding. So stripe orange, stripe green, blue, green, stripe brown, brown. So now we got the correct pattern of the T568B. So let's cut it because it's uneven. So now let's insert our RJ45. Remember the pattern. So now let's double check if we got the correct pattern. So stripe orange, stripe green, stripe blue, green, stripe brown, and brown. So now that we got the correct color pattern, let's crimp it now. Sounds delicious. Now we finally crimp it now. So remember, this is a crossover. So now the pattern here is a T568A, while the pattern of this is T568B. So now this is what we call crossover, different from the straight through earlier, that from the previous video that I made. So this is a crossover. So now that we're done, let's test it now. So insert here and insert the other end. So I insert my T568A here, while the T568B is here. So now let's turn it on. So it works. So this is what crossover mean. Crossover color color looks like, the color, pattern in here. So 1 is equivalent to 3, while 2 is equivalent to number 6 at the other side, while number 3 is equivalent to number 1, while 4 is equivalent to 4, while 5 is equivalent to 5, while 6 is equivalent to number 2, and 7 is equivalent to 7, and 8 is equivalent to 8. So as you notice, number 4 and 5, 7 and 8 didn't change numbers. Okay, it's the same from here and the other side. So the number 4 is color blue, while the number 5 is color striped blue, while number 7 is striped brown, and number 8 is number 8 is brown. So you noticed earlier I only said that the one that interchange is the green and the orange. So you notice that I said earlier that in here is a T568A, right? A. So it means striped green. So let's put it that striped green is right? It's really number 1. So if you remember earlier, we put the striped green on the T568B onto the third pin. So you can see, look, the 1 is equivalent to the other side of the number 3, right? You see it, right? So while the green, we put it onto the number 6, number 6 on the other side. So right, so the striped green is number 2, right, in the T568A. And while in the T568B, we put it at the 6, it's equivalent to 6. So stripe orange, stripe green, blue, stripe blue, and green. It's 6, right? It's in 6. So let's wait. So 1, 2 is equivalent to 6. You see the light earlier, right? It's so bright that you cannot see the numbers properly that it shows. But so that's all onto it. So that's the difference between straight through and crossover. So while straight through have the same number, 1 here is equivalent to 1 in here, and in crossover, 1 is equivalent to number 3 in here. So let's try to interchange first the T56A and T568B. Okay. Here, T568B, T568A. Look, it's still the same, right? The color. So the color here the one in the B here is called is stripe orange. As you can remember in the T568A, we put the stripe orange at the number 3. So look, 1 is equivalent to 3, right? And 2 and the orange is equivalent to number 6, right? So that's all. Thank you. So I hope you learn something from what you have seen. So I hope you all the best and thank you. God bless. Goodbye.